Third day of spring. Can you guys hear me online? Give me a thumbs up, John. If you can hear me. All right, cool. Yeah, third day of spring. Fourth day of spring, sorry. So welcome to spring. All right, let's start with needs and wants. So get like 30 seconds to 1 minute. We're going to start within the room and then we'll go online. You guys can unmute yourself. What buyer's needs and upcoming listings that you have coming up? You can share that. This is your time to share it now. Sharon.
I have a listing coming up in White Lake, north of M59, 2,600 square feet, built in 2007. It's on a 1/4 acre, nice cul-de-sac, 3 bedrooms, nice house. I have a listing coming up in
Price.
Oh, sorry, probably 370.
Okay, White Lake, 370,000.
Yep. I've got one coming up in Canton, probably May 1st. 210. It's a tri-level, needs work. Sheldon and Palmer area.
Okay.
And then I just blanked out because I signed another one.
This is a great problem to have.
I know.
That Sharon's got more listings than she can think of right now. Great job.
Anyway.
We'll come back to you. Anyone else in the room? Listings or buyer needs? You got a buyer, you can't find something for Matt.
I just put my buyer under contract, which means their house is going to be listed shortly.
Congratulations.
Is that one from last week?
It was.
Yes.
Good job.
That's huge.
2550 square feet, Novi, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, finished basement, 2-car garage, 11 in Beck,
How much?
460. Probably will go for 5.
Or 560.
I will, but I will
Yeah.
give, but I will give, photos are gonna be in a week and a half, so
Did you talk to the sellers? Will they accept an offer prior to going live?
too good to be true. Yes, they will.
For 100 grand over,
Yeah, guaranteed.
which we laugh, but that just happened this
Finish
week.
walkout basement, Bexel Woods.
What neighborhood is that?
Abby.
Is that the one next to Walden Woods?
Yeah,
Yeah.
south side of 11.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I have Farmington, 350. It's one of those Art Deco houses. Goes live Thursday. Pictures tomorrow. I have, I apologize, West Bloomfield. Sorry, West Bloomfield, 350, not Art Deco, 2-story colonial.
Okay.
I don't know what I was just thinking. That's going live.
Okay, hang on, start over. Farmington still?
Yeah, I do have one, but that's not going live for 2 weeks. But now I guess all the hats on the back, or hats on the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pants out of the bag.
And I happen to be up at 1 a.m. to watch television.
Remember, Annette also owns a cannabis company. So
You're ahead of Pete. Quick
Oh.
today.
well, Pete's the one that answered to me.
So then I have one in Farmington, 2 weeks, 350. Super cute inside, but that's gonna be next week.
Okay.
Need, I have a 250 Farmington Hills, Livonia, 3-bedroom basement. They will go up to 300. We actually put it on Mark's listing, and we lost it on that because that went for 75,000 over list price.
Yeah.
We were second in line at 300 and it sold for like 316, so.
All right, anyone else in the room? Charles? Sorry.
I've got a Farmington Ranch, 1,100 square foot ranch, that is going live on Friday for 200.
Where?
Oh,
Farmington.
geez.
Yeah, I know. So
Do you really want to list that? Can you
see
imagine
what
what that
happens.
looks like?
Wait, where
I
is
should
Farmington?
think about it.
96 offers.
Yeah, Shiawassee. It's on Shiawassee. Tough.
Oh, yeah.
It was a 3-bedroom that they made into a really big 2-bedroom, but basement, brick ranch, 2-car detached garage. So I'm expecting that one to go. If anybody's got a buyer, let me know beforehand. That'll be live on Friday. And then I've got a huge need for Country Club Village in Northville. I know, I've looked at a couple in there. We need there was a Cape Cod that was up, that was crazy this past weekend. It wasn't the right floor plan. There's a couple of Cape Cod floor plans in there and a couple of ranches. They need the bigger ranch, like 2,000 square foot ranch, or the Cape Cod with 2 bedrooms up instead of 1. So if anybody knows, has any contacts in there, I'm just looking for introduction.
Country Club, what was the price?
Whatever.
Whatever.
They
Okay.
gave me a blank check to write an offer. It was just,
There's a meme about that.
it wasn't the right.
Yeah.
Heck yet, so we were gonna write an offer with an escalation clause with no cap on it. So
So they're ready.
they're ready. It needs to be the right one.
All right.
So if anybody knows anybody in there, I would love to have a conversation.
Did you
Yeah, buyer need,
buyer need?
for a condo in Plymouth or Northville, ideally, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, garage is a must, attached would be preferred, up to like 280.
Will they go to West Bloomfield? We got one coming up in 3 weeks.
Probably not. they're working on it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying.
Anything else in the room? Buyer needs, seller listings coming up? Nothing? All right, Heidi Wilson, you're up online.
Okay, hi. Okay, I have a listing going up on April 1st that is in White Lake on Brendel Lake. It's gonna be at 485. It is a quad, nicely done, nice layout, neutral throughout. Some people may wanna like replace countertops, things like that, but it's in really good shape on a gorgeous lot. It's over a half an acre on the water. So I got that, and then
What's
I
the
have
price?
one, 485.
45. Okay.
And then I've got one in the hills of Bogey Lake that we actually recently did a price reduction on. It's over 3,500 square feet with a 1,400 square foot basement, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath with an extra option of a bedroom in the basement or a flex space or whatnot. It's in a great neighborhood, and we just reduced to 569, and the sellers are negotiable. So if anybody has anything on that, I would love to get that one moved. And then for buyers, I am looking for this, like a property on at least an acre, like Macomb County, an acre. Doesn't have to be a large house, but they want room for like an above ground pool and a pole barn in the yard, and like 1,500 square feet or less with a basement is really what they're looking for. So up to like 375. So if anybody has that little gem, that would be awesome, because we've been looking for about a year for this thing. So anyways.
Right. Tanya Page, what do you got?
I have a Canton buyer that prefers the Sunflower Village sub, 2,000 plus square feet, 3 plus bedrooms, preferably 4. A newer construction, very picky, but preferably Sunflower Village. And it's multiple subdivisions there, so any of those, but Sunflower Village is where their friends are and where they want to be. And their top number is like 400.
Hey, Safe, what do you got?
I got a new listing here in Sterling Heights. It's a 3 beds, 2.5 bath, 1,450 on square footage. It's going live on Friday. I do have pictures and maybe videos today. And it's gonna list for 264. Really nice, updated house.
Sterling Heights. Sterling
Yes.
Heights, 3.5 bath, 1,400 square feet, 264.
Yes.
Terry, what do you got?
I have a buyer need, Livonia preferably. It doesn't matter if it's a ranch or colonial, 2 to 3 bedroom, that doesn't need a ton of work. Price point is up to 220.
Okay.
Open concept.
Angela.
Hi,
Angela?
good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I have a buyer need as well. budget is up to 140 on the high side. They're trying to stay between like 109 and 125 if possible. 2 to 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, Redford, Garden City, Dearborn Heights area.
FHA, conventional, doesn't matter.
FHA, yeah, they've already been approved by FHA.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Okay, so it's you know what's different about this week when we did this versus last week is we've got more listings, right? And the other thing that we've noticed is the photographers are booked up like well in advance. So that would,
I also had an inspection yesterday, home team, and they said that 2 weeks ago, they only had 15. And this week they were up to 35, like things are like popping. Their
so
schedules are getting booked.
things are opening up a little bit, it seems like. So that's good news. All right, so if you have a mattress for that, I wrote these down in, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Because we know I'm not gonna sit down and type that up. Maybe Jess, if
Put
she's
it in
got,
the spreadsheet.
yeah, they should be going in that spreadsheet, which is our Facebook group. So if you, anybody who just shared, go to the Facebook group and put those in. All right, moving on. Keller Williams was named in Forbes for America's Best Large Employers. So congratulations on that. Diversity panel and lunch. Is David Fisher online? I didn't see him.
What, 2 weeks in a row?
He's not there. Daniel, would you like to discuss this?
Sure. April 16th, 12 to 3, we're going to have a cultural panel of people from different races and cultures and try to learn a little bit about different kind of clientele to make all of us better realtors and figure out what, cultures like different things. We will provide lunch, as it says, from 12 to 1, and then the event will be from 1 to 3.
Awesome.
Where's it at?
It'll be here.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more details as they get that kind of figured out. Profit share last month. So profit share was $28,129. So if you got part of that, your name is currently on the board. And if your name is not on the board, come see Kate or I, and we will help you get on there. That is the mission, is that 100% of our agents participate in profit share in 2021. And when I shared that with some people, they're like, that's crazy. And I said, I know, but that's how I get at least to where I want us to actually be, is by having 100%. So see us on that. Also, you can check out our growth committee, which both of our chair people are in the room today, Charles and Annette, on how you can grow that. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Charles?
Today at 11 o'clock.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's on the calendar for 3.
Is it?
All right, so today,
The other 3.
So is it 11 or 3?
That would be 11 o'clock here,
Okay, so 11 o'clock, the growth committee is meeting here
here in this room
in this room.
to discuss getting your name on that slide.
Okay.
Or increasing the people that are on that slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to increase.
And the text went out today that said 11, so you're good.
Okay.
So
That would be, what time would that be? 3 p.m.
Somewhere over there.
Pacific time?
Yeah.
Or no, it'd be the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
3 p.m. with
Newfoundland.
Dolphins.
yeah. Jess would like me to bring up something. This has been a question that's been asked quite a few times in the Facebook group. Jess, are you on?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to explain this?
Okay, so a lot of you are having trouble sending sellers disclosures to your sellers, and you need to choose the pre-tagged role option. If you choose the pre-tagged role option, all of the boxes will appear for you. You don't have to drag and drop any initial boxes or signature boxes, and this applies to all forms. So not just the seller's disclosure, but any form that requires an initial or signature by your buyer or your seller. If you choose pre-tagged roles, all of those boxes will appear. I'm surprised by how many people are mind blown by it. Also, if you need to, you can add the people by email signatures and all that, but it's not going to put the signature boxes and initial boxes where they need to go. Sorry, that's all I got.
Okay, questions on that? Okay, so no one will make that mistake again? Okay. We have a special guest today.
Hey,
Come on up. You have to stand like
over
here.
here.
That way the
So people
camera
can
can
see
catch you and you can see all the people.
All right. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Abby and this is Jess. I'm Jess with me too.
Hi, guys.
And we are here to talk about Rise Real Estate Training. A little bit of background about Jess and I. We work for My Roots Real Estate Group in Brighton, and we have multiple years of real estate experience in this industry. Jess actually used to work for Matt, and I work for Aaron McKenzie. I don't know if you guys know the team leader over at Keller Williams Brighton. So we both work over there, and we saw a need in the industry that focuses on agents that are looking to hire admins or have hired admins that don't have time to train them. So we kind of put our brains together and we're like, all right, we need to come up with something to basically build your rock star for you and take, or not have you guys take time away from your schedules. Because we know you guys are out working business, getting leads and getting deals for yourselves, and you don't really have time to sit down with your admins in the office on a day-to-day. So we're like, okay, how would this look? So Jess and I kind of got together and like, let's put together a training program and focus on that. So Jess, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So we kind of, based on Abby and I's history and what we know about your first hire and kind of what is needed, you're either hiring someone who has little to no real estate experience, but is an awesome individual, just needs to know, what a purchase agreement is or how to schedule photos, that kind of stuff. So we kind of created a brand new admin program around that, just around really how to train an admin in real estate, not so much like what a real estate agent would need to know. And then there are other types of hires, someone who does have a bit of history in real estate, but really wants to know how to take your business to the next level. So kind of someone who is wanting to build a good referral system or review system, or take your transaction management to the next level, that kind of stuff. So we kind of built different programs based on what you're looking to do and who you're hiring.
Yeah. So, and we saw obviously within Keller Williams, there's a lot of coaching it's coaching for admins, but it's usually like a year, 6-month contract. And this is smaller, more personalized, where we kind of take them ourselves and meet with them, and we have that one-on-one interaction with them, which I think is helpful because it answers a lot of questions that maybe they can't ask or comes throughout the week that are like, okay, I don't know what to do. Can you help me? Well, that's what we're here for. So we found it to be very successful so far. And we're really excited about it, and kind of just wanted to start branching it out to other offices to see if anybody's interested. So far we've had eight
clients.
Yep, and we just started the program. So we are super excited about it, and we kind of wanted to just kind of start branching out. We obviously still have our full-time jobs, so we're taking it nice and slow, but we're really excited, and we're seeing it be really successful. So we kind of just wanted to make you guys aware that it's out there.
If you're thinking of leveraging, we have advice, we have tools for you that if you have the right person in mind, or if you need to know who the right person is, reach out to us, let us help you out.
What's the cost structure? Have you guys?
Yeah, so we have 3 programs. Our first program is the basic admin program, which is brand new to the industry, and we're taking them every day. Basically, we're saying, okay, we felt that just every day is necessary in order to keep them learning and keep them going in the right directions.
Portion of it.
Yep, so it's 3 hours a day for 8 weeks, and it's $3,000
Every day, Monday through Friday?
every day. Yeah, and we can do Zoom right now.
Yeah.
We've been doing
We've been doing
combinations of Zoom
both,
and in
where
person.
we'll meet the admin in person or we'll do Zoom calls. And then we have the Advanced Academy, which is focusing more on systems. So we're looking at your business and we're saying, okay, we sit down with you and your admin and we say, we want to build out a 36 touch program, or we want to build out a review system or referral system. And then
we're learning Facebook ads and high level
and
marketing.
it can be anything you can think of. And then that is also an 8-week program, and that's 1 call a week for an hour. And that's $800. And then we have our advanced coaching, almost accountability program, which is I believe it's a bi-weekly call for an hour, and that's 6 months, and that's $600. So that's what we have so far. And we're finding it really successful. We're surprised, actually, we're getting more individuals that are going towards more system building than anything. They're just like, okay, we don't know what to do as far as what our next steps are into taking our business to the next level, and even bringing on, knowing how to bring on onboarding, offboarding. I mean, any type of system that you can think of. We're kind of excited to see these teams really grow into it. So
I was curious, do you guys, for someone who's thinking about making that hire, do you even assist with the job description?
we actually we just
Our
interviewed with,
newest program.
yeah, we just interviewed with one of our agents, an agent yesterday. He is like, I don't have the time to even look over resumes and interview. So that was something that we said we were going to try with him. It's going to be our first one. We're going to see how it goes. And if it's successful, we're going to add that to the program. So, but we're going to
hopefully creating some sort of bench of people that we know are looking and might be good fits for agents who are looking to hire.
Right. And it might even build us, having admins that are like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And if agents reach out to us, we're like, yeah, we have these people that have reached out to us. We've already reviewed the resume and there'd be a good fit for you. And we like to put them through the career visioning process, which we all know is a super intense system. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. And then we'll let you know. So any other questions?
Anything online?
Hi, this is Andrea. I have a question for you. Good day, ladies. Congratulations on your new venture.
Thank you.
My question is, the last package that you mentioned, I didn't get all of the details. Could you repeat that for me, please?
Yeah, so it's kind of more like a coaching program, similar to how you guys would sign up for a coaching program. Just more focused around accountability, building a 411, creating long-term goals that's higher than just creating an everyday system that you're going to be building and then it's done. It's more like, do you want to do your own real estate business on the side as an admin? Do you want to
eventually sell real estate?
Exactly.
It kind of it helps. And for us, Jess and I, it was kind of eye-opening when we started doing 401s to really start building a bigger picture for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we really like admins to think on that level too.
Yeah.
I think it's super successful, and it also can help you as an agent grow within your business too, to have an admin that is a high level thinker like that.
Yeah, kind of building a community for admins where agents, not to say anything bad, but there are so many resources, Facebook groups, your team meetings, and admins just kind of tend to not go to that kind of stuff or not be a part of it. So just trying to build a community among admins that they can have someone to go to for advice or venting or, whatever it is they need. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have some booklets here if anyone's interested in our cards. And thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Oh, could you provide your information in the chat too, please? Because it's not on the screen.
We'll get it out to you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Hold up with your stuff card.
Okay, hang on, I'm reviewing. Congrats. Autumn Hicks says Abby was the admin on a team I was on in the past, and she is amazing.
Hi, Autumn.
So there you go. Okay. Moving right along. So if you guys have questions, we'll get all that information out to you guys. You can reach out to them, but you can also just look up, what's your website?
And riserealestatetraining.com.
Riserealestatetraining.com.
Nope.
She lied.
Not it.
It's Rise RE Training.
riseretraining.com.
Yes.
Okay, riseretraining.com. And if you just Google Rise Real Estate, it'll come up. That's how I got
We have a Facebook page too.
Yeah.
So,
And they're in Brighton.
and we're in Brighton.
All right, cool. Good deal. Okay, our awards. If you are getting or receiving an award, you should have gotten an email last week and then an in-person, or I'm sorry, in the actual mail invitation, either over the weekend or yesterday, it showed up. There's been a little confusion on this due to the restrictions of the banquet centers and restaurants, everything we had to pivot. So You will be coming here at your designated time. We've separated everybody so it can be very COVID friendly and safe. And we've got a very fun thing planned for the award recipients here. So if for some reason you cannot make it, please let me know so we can get you scheduled a different time. Because we've got, get your picture and all stuff like that. So join us Thursday. Red Day. Who knows what Red Day is? Who can give it, who can give a definition of Red Day? Ugh.
Offices get together to volunteer.
The day that, yep, KW gets together to volunteer. Why do we do that? Where are my ALC members here?
Well, community support.
Community support.
Mo Anderson started, was it her birthday?
Mo Anderson's birthday, yep.
Someone started it for Mo.
Okay.
So who is Mo Anderson?
One of the founders or leaders or trainers or
One of the first
the
people
big
that
shot of KW.
right? She is the chairperson of the board.
She was who Gary fired himself and replaced him.
She's the one that does all the motivational prayer morning.
She does the
breakfast and all
motivate, yeah,
that.
she does all that, right? So then every year we have a day in May that we go out, all the Keller Williams across the globe shuts down on that day. It's the third Thursday, second Thursday, thank you. Second Thursday of May. We get together and we give back to the community. So I'm gonna play a quick 1-minute video. And then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Local realtors are taking a day off from selling homes.
Instead of closing on houses, agents will spend the day doing a service project.
Employees from Keller Williams took part in a Red Day.
It stands for Renew, Energize, and Donate.
Great to get out in the communities and donate our time
to show the community that we are supporting them.
Because that is part of our culture to give back.
More than 75 volunteers got involved. Today, volunteers gathered at VFW Post 97.
Cleaning up trash.
Help bathe, walk, and socialize the shelter dogs.
Employees served up burgers to benefit a number of area nonprofits.
Agents from Lubbock will volunteer at the Salvation Army.
Today they helped spruce up the Highland Park Church.
The group helped with indoor and outdoor projects for families left homeless.
This is our way to give back to the community that really has supported us through service.
Okay, so our Red Day this year, Dave and Debbie are the chair people of the committee for this.
Local realtors are taking a day off from selling homes.
Instead of closing on houses, agents.
They're heading up the committee. We're starting to meet. We're going to meet every Thursdays at 12 o'clock here in the cafe to start putting this together. We are volunteering. What's the name of the place? So does everyone know? What is that? So right off of 8 Mile, there's a big mansion. It used to be the Don Massey's mansion home. That property was bought and now it's, I think they service adults, correct? Like adult special needs. So Dave McFarland's sister has a connection there or works there or is integrated there in some way. And so we are going to be going there to volunteer for the day, help clean up the grounds. And they've got a lot of work that needs to get done over there. So that is going to be our mission for this Red Day. In order to pull this off, it takes a lot of volunteers, which is us. It takes a lot of time, a lot of planning. So we want to get as many people involved as possible. So mark your calendars for Thursdays at 12. If you want to be part of this planning committee, we're going to meet right here in the cafe and discuss what needs to get done. And if we have these meetings Thursdays in April, we won't be running up to the last minute, not being able to get everything accomplished. But this is very important. It's a big deal. It will be an all-day event with a happy hour afterwards downtown Northville. Pete will be on the grill cooking up some food while we're there. It's usually a really great day. We have a lot of fun. Last year we did a food drive and it just didn't land like it typically would. But this year we have a better venue. We can get outside. If you remember last year at this time, we had shut the office down and we didn't know what was going to happen. So
Do we have a backup day, weather?
No, rain or shine. Yep, we're gonna go at it. Terry, I would assume that could be on Zoom also, yes. So we'll talk to Debbie and Dave. He's kind of sidetracked with the baby right now, so we'll see if he's there. But Thursdays at 12, super important. Where's my mouse? Okay. Let's go over some numbers here. Over here. Here's our numbers for February. So we closed 171 units, over $39 million in volume. Listings taken, we took 91 listings last month for 24 million. We sold 81. Listings sold volume 20 million. Our office grew by a net of 9 agents. You all made over $1.1 million last month, which is pretty incredible. And our profit share over 24,000. A couple things, our closed units was up from February last year. Same with our gross commission income. That's your money. That was also up about 13% from last year. Our closed units, did I say that? Yeah, our closed units was up about 12%. So year over year, February 2020 to February 2021, you guys are doing more business, which is awesome. Next month or March, right, numbers are going to look a little different because of and April because of COVID. Our profit share and stuff you're going to see will be nothing next month, but everything's trending in the right direction, which is the important thing. Questions on these numbers? What do you see here?
Profit share next month's not gonna show anything.
From
I mean,
last year.
profit share from.
Yeah, the year over year, so
We're gonna
it'll,
be considerably above.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna skyrocket. Yeah.
You guys, last February was still a really good year, or a good month. It was a really good month. It was really, things took the dive in April is when it, even March's sales were decent.
yeah, March sales were good last year because things were closing from January, February, right? So April, we'll see that impact there in those numbers, but yeah, February, we did really well last month.
Yeah, our March of this year, you guys, is looking to be a record month. And I don't mean from last year, the best March we've ever had. So things are going well. I mean, the inventory doesn't seem like it's making it easy.
No.
But we're still doing great.
Yeah, yeah. The listings, like we just went over, the listings coming up is huge. We need that. We need those listings. Matt just kind of under his breath said, gotta get these buyers under contract.
Or get more listings or both.
Or get more listings or both. Yeah. And, yeah.
And.
All right. I want to kind of have a discussion about the current market. So I want to open it up. I don't want to do all of the talking on this. But I know the frustrations you guys are having because you're bringing them in. Pete's having a lot of conversations with you guys on different ways you're structuring offers. Over the weekend, agent shared with me that the listing that they had written on for their buyer ended up going for $125,000 over the ask price. Just insane what's happening out there. The flip side of that is what I'm hearing is some of you are like, hey, I can't tell my buyers to do this from the integrity from the fiduciary. It just doesn't make sense. So I want to kind of open this up, find out what are you guys doing? If you're online, go ahead and unmute yourself so we can talk about it. Where do you draw the line? How do you have these conversations with the clients? And if you don't feel like you're having it at a high level, still share because you're likely having it at a higher level than someone else, so you can help someone else. So what's going on? What are your thoughts and feelings? Matt.
I think regardless of the tactics, it all starts at the buyer consultation. And for anyone who never did one before, because they would just throw them in their car or go meet them at a property and then go take a look at houses, you will set yourself up for failure. So slow down and do the buyer consultation where you are very upfront with them and you're showing. I just was talking to coaching about this. I don't like communicating to my clients how I feel. I like showing them data. I like showing them numbers. I like showing them what's going on in the market through information. And that means how quickly houses are selling, how many offers they're getting. If I have certain information on properties that I've shown, what percentage of list price they're getting, how much over asking they're getting. And also, I had a conversation with a buyer on Friday. who is prepared to offer above, looking at the comparables, I just was very upfront with them. I said, listen, it's not going to appraise. So if you are looking to pay more, in your mind, you must account for that appraisal guarantee, not the hope that maybe it'll appraise. It won't. It won't, because there's no data out there. So again, just trying to slow down and set proper expectations, because otherwise clients are going to get frustrated. They're going to fire you, or they're going to drop out of the buying, and it could be alleviated. Some cases could be alleviated by setting proper expectations.
So what I heard, yeah, I'll get right to you. So what I heard is the buyer consultation solves all problems.
It will help avoid problems.
It will help
It
avoid
won't get your client's offer accepted, but it certainly will help them understand what's going on.
If you treat your buyers like your listings, right? We all go on a listing appointment. We don't, and if you're doing this, tell us how, but we're not going on listing. You're not listing homes without going on the appointment, right? We have to go on a listing appointment. Same thing with buyers. If you treat them this, and if you start thinking a listing, a seller listing and a buyer listing, think of it the same way. Question on online.
Yes, I did a buyer's consultation last week with the new buyers. And so we had a good consultation, and they sent me a property that they want to see. And it is $100 less than their top number. What do I do with that? It's a coming soon. And we went over the highest and best, the over asking, accepted offers. We had a very good buyer consultation, and yet they sent me this property. So how do I deal with this? Because they don't have room to, of course, go above the asking price.
All right, so what are you guys doing when your buyers are at their limit?
One of the things I tell people at the very beginning is list price right now is starting price.
That's what I told them, Pete.
Price goes down. In our case now, list price is only going up. And if they can't afford it, you can tell them that we'll see that. You can see the house, but the odds,
Right.
the odds are you're not going to get it.
So if I have a client that wants to sell homes at, if their limit's 400, and they say, hey, this home's at 400, I want to go see it. Now, we all know that that's going to be 450, easy, right? So it's brand new.
It's new, brand new, coming soon.
Right. Let's use this scenario. It's Novi. It's 400,000.
It's updated.
It's updated, right? It's gonna
showing block.
right. So and it's coming soon. So right, everything's been booked. We can see it. It's all been booked. What do you guys telling your client? What, Daniel?
I think what Matt said earlier is huge. You can tell them all you want, but until they show them the actual data of, hey, your list price for your highest you can go is 400. Here's what's sold in North Novi the last X amount of time, and this is the average list to sale price.
Right.
And it's 105 or 106. You have to show them what it means to them. You can't just tell them things. You have to show them data where they understand it and say it's not. I don't want to get you excited about a house that you can't really afford.
Charles?
Yeah, in regards to Tanya's situation there, I think all of that information that you guys just shared, and then take them there and show them one, right? Go out there and show that, let them see it for themselves, that there's 30 offers on this house, that they didn't really weren't able to compete with it. That way it's not just words coming from you, they're seeing it for themselves and they believe that. They're like, okay, now we understand the words you told us. Now we can read this and dig in where they need to. So I would, in that instance, I would take them and show them that house and write that offer up if they want, and they'll see it for themselves.
Yeah, I think showing up with the parking lot,
right?
The line to get in and everyone's waiting. It's like, whoa, I guess that's a different scenario.
I've read situations online, these Facebook groups of an agent saying, no, that's above your price range, not showing it or writing it off, and then they reach out to the listing agent.
Right.
Like you have to do your job. And right now,
Well, I was going to show it. I just didn't know how to deal with it because I know they, can't get that house. I already know what's going to happen, as we know. But yeah, I was definitely going to show it, but I did need to know the after effect of it, how to deal with them, because I did do the buyer consultation and all of that. So thank you all so much.
What I suggest is that
you reach out to the listing agent and find out, nowadays they are just sharing, how many offers are there? There's 3 or 4. Sometimes, if you talk to them, sometimes they'll say, rather not, if you ask them, I ask them, they may and may not answer. Do you have any over asking? Asking? Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. You have to share that information with your buyer. And my question, what if that buyer says, I hear what you're saying. This is my limit, 400,000. I still want to write an offer. Do you write that offer?
Of course, you have to write it.
Of course. And what my thing I tell buyers is like, at what price are you willing and you're comfortable to walk away from this transaction? Feel comfortable. Say to yourself, I gave it my best shot, but I always ask them, at what price are you willing to walk away? That is your determining price.
Okay, thank you.
About a buyer's consultation. Everybody wants to buy a house now. Not everybody needs to buy a house now. And I think having conversations with people about, is now the right time to buy your house? Because maybe hold off a couple months. We're seeing the market starting to get a little looser. Maybe now is back up a little. Mike shared a story with me the other day about he wanted a listing appointment where the people overpaid by 50 grand the last time they bought. Now they want to sell. Tell me that story, Mike.
They overpaid for it. It's been 2 years and they expected to make a lot more money than I told them. I said, I'm doing the same off the original price, not the 50 grand you overpaid. Because just because you overpaid 50 grand, it doesn't mean the house is worth that when you bought it.
Yeah. And I think that's a great statement.
And they agreed it's the house for roughly 25 less than what they wanted.
So when you're talking to buyers, that's the type of conversations I think you have to have. I don't think that right now, I hate to say this, most people probably shouldn't be buying homes if they don't need to, because it is chaos out there. And we're at a point, you've been around for a long time. Mike's been around, I've been around. We've seen what's happened.
This is the worst, best I've ever seen it, and the worst I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great statement. This is the best market and the worst market all in one. And Pete and I were talking about this. This is a market like we've never seen. This is not even just in our career. Like it just has never been like this ever. If you go back historically, at least that we have the data for. So it's interesting, and we're all kind of figuring it out, which is why we have to have these conversations to help each other. $125,000 over the ask price is ridiculous. That should never happen. And here's the other thing, that will now get recorded for 120. So if it's a $700,000 home, that's now 825. That's what gets recorded. It doesn't matter what the appraisal is because they've guaranteed this appraisal amount as well.
The taxes will walk.
Yeah.
Daniel, were you gonna?
Debbie's got, I think she said 3 clients that are selling and renting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we joked about that. That's exactly what he's doing. I mean, it's a great time. You don't want to rent. That's a great time to sell.
That's a hard conversation to have, though.
Yeah.
Because no one knows when the person holding the bag is gonna come. That could be 5 years from now. If you bought in 2015, when I first got into business, it was the shift is coming. Well, it's 2021 and we're way up here. And 2015 buyers are laughing. So someone's gonna hold the bag. It's just at what point.
Well, and that's what we were talking about yesterday. We only know that when it happens after we see it. It's not something we can foresee coming, right? And the market has shifted a few times, even in the last year. So that's the other thing. Like we are shifting quite a bit. It's the shift that everyone's worried about is when the market drops, the values drop. And again, it might not be like a slide like it was in 08, 09. It might be just gradual adjustment and fixing, right? Settling of the market, because right now it's very unsettling out there. So you guys got to stay ahead of it by having these conversations with your clients. Be very open and honest with them. You might have to show a couple. Who is that? Heidi? You might have to show a couple houses and waste your time, quote unquote, right, to get your buyers to that knowledge level. Because what will happen is exactly what Matt said. They're going to call the listing agent. They're going to call someone else, and then they'll get that business. So create that partnership with your clients.
How many people here are going back and old expireds, old physicals, old drawings.
I guarantee not enough. And Jim DeMora said that 2 weeks ago. He's been reaching out. He's got 3 closings this month as a result of expireds from 2 or 3 years ago. Right?
Even just last year.
I was just gonna say that. Yep.
Stuff hit the fan.
Yeah, right. Matt's saying like last year, a lot of people were like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Pull their house off the market, scared, not sure what's gonna happen. They didn't want to get left holding the bag. And now they say, well, now's a good time, right? Heidi, did you want to share something?
I actually over the weekend had 2 appraisals come in low for my buyers, which is, I mean, obviously that's why we're doing the guarantees, but even lower than the guarantees. And we were able to negotiate a lower price, even though both the properties had multiple offers when we had put them in. Ours was still the best, which is why they took it. But it wasn't a full guarantee, like it didn't cover the spread. And I think that it was interesting to me because, you know, people are going in and making all these offers, but if a deal then falls apart on value, it's difficult to put that back on the market. Because I think that the people that are going over and doing the guarantees in some spot in their head, even if their agents explain it to them, really have still a hope that it may appraise at where it's supposed to be or where they're offering. And so if it falls apart on appraisal, I just found with the listing, they're like, we don't want a chance putting it back on the market. So we've been able to negotiate some things, but I think it is also telling that we could start to see a little bit of leveling off if because at a certain point, people are not going to want to be significantly overpaying for houses. Like we're going to run out of buyers that are willing to do that, basically. So I just thought that was interesting. It's the first 2 that I've had actually in like a year.
Listings on the listing side, that in most cases, there's going to be, it's the old, you're gonna negotiate 3 times. At the time of the beginning, the time that, the inspection comes in, and the time of the appraisal. And if you do a good job, and I've talked to Jim about this, talking to your clients about it, just because you get this ridiculous high offer at the beginning means nothing. It really doesn't. It's having the conversation with the seller that, yeah, they're doing this, but you still have to get through this and this. And going what Heidi's saying is, if you have the conversation up front with that, when it does blow up because of the appraisal, you've got a far greater chance with your seller to keep the deal together.
Yeah, unless they're coming in with all this cash and saying we will guarantee it, right? That's a for sure. But when that is not happening, and I get it's happening a lot, it's also not happening a lot, right? But when in that situation that Pete's talking about, that's where highest and best does not necessarily equate to price, right? And I think that's important too. The other thing that I've been hearing a lot of is the agents that aren't winning are fighting the listing agent and want information on the offer that was accepted. It's like, well, did you take one higher than mine? So, if you've never negotiated on the listing end before, and you're hearing this, again, it's not always price. There are terms in there that make more sense. And if you're dealing with this and you're saying, wow, that price is way too high, it would never appraise for that. And the appraisal guarantee only covers, this window, you might want to take one of those lower ones and keep everything tighter. So when and if it comes in low, you have an easier time keeping all that together.
And as Jim said in our last week's session regarding the list side for multiple offers, you never want to be that buyer's agent that throws that tantrum, because you don't know if you were number 2, number 3, number 4, and guess what? Deals blow up, things happen. You want to be, thank you so much. I mean, you are really kissing their butt. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Please let me know, right? The agents will be, before they want to put it back on the market, because no listing agent wants to put it back to active. No, they're going to call you. And if you played nice and you were, respectful, they're going to potentially, move on to your offer.
Well, here's the other thing that's happening. And I forget who called me yesterday or who was in here talking about it, but they accepted an offer, the best offer for their sellers. And when the listing agent called the buyer's agent, say, hey, congratulations, the buyer's agent said, you know what, we're rescinding our offer. Because they're writing multiple offers on other houses. So to Matt's point, play nice, because you might be that second one in line where now they're not going to go back to all, they're just going to make the next call to you and say, hey, you can step in if your buyer's still interested.
Well, that's building relationships too, right?
Right.
You know, they, maybe you don't win that one, but maybe that's an agent that does a lot in that particular neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or in that community that you can build that relationship with. So when the next one comes up, they remember you.
Yeah.
I mean,
great
I've
point.
had it before where I've done deals with agents where I was the listing agent, we didn't accept their offer and they wrote an offer on another property. I'm like, I remember that person. They were professional. I want to find a way to work with them.
Yeah.
You
Great
know, so,
point.
yeah.
Actually, Daniel Gomer yesterday, he went to present 14 offers to his seller. And one of the offers, there was 3 that kind of stood out. And one of them was with an agent that he had done a couple of deals with before. And he's like, I kind of really want to work with this person, to be honest.
Right.
Right. So you can share that with your seller. Like, you know that this person works with qualified buyers and that they're going to work hard to get it to closing, because that's important too. Lisa, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was going to say it's really important to be in good communication with their lender as well as your client, the buyer, because sometimes people are like, oh, I just want to get approved for, let's say, 400,000. Well, in actuality, they could go up to 430, maybe even 450. They just didn't want to. So make sure you have that conversation with them and talk with the lender and see if there's any other ways, especially if they're looking at houses that are at the top of their price point. Can they come up with the extra cash? Or if they're going to be waiving appraisals, can they get, let's say, a gift from a family member to help cover those costs? So just have those conversations be really clear.
People are getting real creative right now.
Well, to Lisa's point on that, a lot of times you'll have a buyer that'll say their budget's 400, but they don't know what 400 means. So what I always do with my clients is I'm surprised on how many of them realize what that payment actually is. And when you break down what their payment's going to be, they're like, that's it. Like, well, yeah, we were approved for 500, but that just seemed crazy to us to buy a $500,000 house. But when you break it down to a monthly payment, they're more comfortable going at a higher price point. Sometimes the inverse of that. Sometimes
Right.
they're not comfortable there, and you got to back it off 400 to 350. So I think breaking it down to that monthly payment number is a huge thing.
I always talk payment, not dollars.
Exactly.
People buy on payment.
Yeah.
It comes down to. People
Right.
buy on payment.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, well, let's, so what I did is I called, let's see, where is my, there he is. I called Gary Keller and I asked him, Gary, you know, it's a crazy market right now. How can we grow a winning business in 2021 with everything going on? And here's what he offered. So, we talked for probably 3 or 4 hours on this. So I've got some notes from our conversation. So if you want to write these down. So number 1, set a big goal and a big plan. So what he said is set a major goal or a someday goal for a time in the future. This does not have to be specific. And then you create smaller, more specific, achievable goals along the way. Focus on what you can be doing right now to achieve your someday goal. What Gary Keller says is the number 1 reason agents fail is because their plan for how to grow their business is too complicated. So keep that in mind. Number 2, block off mornings for lead gen. The only goal you should have in the morning is to get up and lead generate, to feed the data and fill the database. Gary said, if your personality isn't perfectly suited to lead gen or you just don't enjoy it, that's okay. You just have to understand it's still your job. So put the time in anyways. If you've never lead generated for 2 or 3 hours, don't start with a 2 or 3 hour time block. Start with 30 minutes and then build up from there. As you lead generate, also make sure that you're properly storing the data. That's where your database comes in. Your phone is not your database, okay? Facebook is not your database. An Excel spreadsheet is not your database. Get it into some type of thing that you can leverage through technology to help reach out to those people. Number 3, view your database as your business. The basis of all great businesses is the data. He said, building one, growing it, and cultivating it is the key to success. Top agents see it as a daily priority above and beyond making a sale. So top agents are not worried about the sales. They know the sale is the result. They focus on generating the leads, right? The goal is to be adding people consistently into your database Nurture it by consistently and thoughtfully following up with your contacts. And then what Gary Keller says in here is commit to adding 3 new contacts to your database each day. That's name, address, phone number, email. And that will be 720 new contacts you've added for the year. If you focus on 3 a day, right? So back to number 1 is set a big goal and then start small with it. Number 4, focus on referrals. Referrals often pay the highest commission. These people are the most loyal to you. Focus on those referrals. That is probably the number 1 overlooked area an agent isn't building their database with. And I would say referrals, and you can get a lot of referrals from your allied resources. If you've read MREA on the lead gen model, there's a target, and in the middle is allied resources, not FSBOs, not expireds, allied resources, and they will give you direct referrals. 5, don't be afraid to delegate. So conveniently, and I didn't plan to have this discussion with Gary and then have Rise real estate training here today, but delegation. So he says to commit time to lead gen and focusing on building your database, you'll need to delegate tasks to other people, and that's okay. If you joined me on last week on Thursday, we talked about, I did a class on leverage and how it can actually, by leveraging out these tasks, you can actually raise your dollar per hour figure considerably. So get someone who's much better at it than you to do that stuff, and you'll see a growth in your business. Hire people for staff positions to handle administrative, buyer, and seller duties. Your admin should be your first hire. So if you're sitting here thinking I need a buyer's agent, no, you don't. You need an admin. And then number 6, put it all together. Calculate your current database number, set a specific database goal for the future, and then build a lead gen plan to get there. If you're struggling with that, that's where you can come to either the coaches, Matt, Sharon, or myself. We can sit down, we can go over how to build this plan out for you. It is extremely simple if you follow the model. Questions, comments, additional conversation on any of that?
Referrals, I called past clients for that course, and 2 weeks ago, I called the past clients and I was wondering when you're gonna call me. It says usually call me around this time every quarter. And I said, and you know what I'm gonna ask you is, I know I'm gonna give you somebody. I always ask for referrals. He said, my mom needs to sell her house in Florida.
Okay, so I just want to touch on this. He's nailing it, right? When the client is expecting the call, that's the goal. You want to get in the path of that business. This is what I've been talking about is if you send a postcard every month to your database, and they know every month on the second week of that month, that database or that postcard's showing up, and they hear of someone who wants to sell, they're going to say, oh, I got someone and I know their postcard's on the way. Just like his client said, I was waiting for you to call. I have someone. Put yourself in the path of that business. And if you're not consistently doing that, that's when you need to sit down and put this plan together for you. And we need to leverage people and technology to get you there.
So they ended up being a $1.5 million house and a $400,000 buying.
And this is in Florida?
Another one downsized to a condo.
And this is in Florida.
Yeah.
So you've placed a referral to Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
Command.
And Pete, what's the number one, the highest dollar producing?
Referring to agents.
The highest dollar producing activity you could do is place a referral. So that's the other thing. A lot of people say, well, I don't have a big sphere of influence here. All my people live out of the area. We'll still market to them. And with Command, guys, you can actually market to anybody in the US and Canada. I'm pretty sure now Canada's open, and give them data on their home value. So that monthly neighborhood nurture that shows what's happening in their neighborhood, you can provide that to them even if they live out of state. So keep in touch with these people. Super important. Anything else? Anything from our online viewers? Okay. New graphics in Command. If you guys are using that for any marketing or social media, check that out. Passover and Easter is coming soon, so watch for that because Easter is only a couple of weeks away. If you are running Facebook ads through Command, KWRI went in and they've changed some things up so you can target your audience a little better. So that way those marketing dollars will stretch a little further. So just keep an eye out for that. I'm not going to go into detail on that today. And if you have questions, join Trevor every other Monday for Dominate Command. Our partners. Barb, you have anything you'd like to share with us today?
Really quickly, two things. First thing is we are gonna have an Easter egg hunt here this Friday, 26th, 12 o'clock, right after pizza class. Little candy, little cash, but the big giveaway is going to be 1 free premium service transaction.
Okay.
That's huge. It's a $375 value. And it can be for someone who's already using premium services or a new client, whoever. So big giveaway, $375.
You said candy.
Little candy, a little cash, maybe. Cash, we'll see.
Are you gonna have those the Easter egg, the Reese's eggs?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But I don't know what my budget is yet. We're gonna try.
Okay. Well, we'll work it out. We'll work
Maybe
it out.
Wendy's on this. We'll see what the budget is.
Yeah. See if
What's the big one?
she's not logged in, so we can do whatever we want.
Right. But for those who don't know what premium service is, call me and I'll go over that with some people who are online that don't know what that is. But it's kind of like having your own transaction coordinator at your fingertips.
Okay, so come for Pete's Forums on Friday and stick around to win some free things.
That won't be virtual.
That will
Yes,
be
it's
virtual.
not virtual. You gotta come in to earn the prize.
And then really quickly, I had a pretty cool closing last week on Fridays, and maybe Christine Beagle's on here, and I'm giving away her secret, but it was with Christine Beagle.
She is on.
Sorry, Christine. She had a really sweet buyer. We could closing went perfectly. I believe she actually sold for her as well, but the way she got this client, I found was like astonishing. She actually writes her check every month to pay to her parking. And in her parking, she put in a business card. And this girl was opening mail at the place that does her parking.
No
and saw
kidding.
her business card and was like, wow, she looks nice and she looks cute. Called her 2 deals out of it.
When she was paid this.
Just like, when she pays her utilities or parking.
Wow.
She's
Christine.
So I thought that was genius.
That's pretty incredible.
Old school, but it works.
Hey, easy on that.
There she is.
It was old school, yes, but it worked.
What?
She has one of those car magnets, like the big
Yeah.
one. And then when she goes to the grocery store, she tucks a bunch of business cards inside her little magnet, so people come up and buy them. and grab them. This is awesome.
Yeah, hey.
There she is.
Christine, put your business card in the check for your car payment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then where did they open that up at? Was it local or was it out of state?
Yeah, no, it's Clinton Township, but that's where she worked, but her house was Harper Woods. So I sold that a few months ago. And then just last week, like Barb said, she bought a house. So she rented for a little bit, but then
That's awesome.
got her into a house. So
That,
yeah,
I mean,
but
hey.
I include like I live in Brighton, so my water bill, I pay with a check and just include it because it goes right to the city. So you never know.
I mean, clearly you don't know and it works.
Hey,
So
Rob, you might want to explain millennials what a check is.
yes, so yeah, for those of you who are wondering, what's a check?
Yeah, you use the ink pen and everything.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's not done on an app through your phone.
Right. Yeah.
Well done, very, very clever, very clever. Michelle, come on in. Yeah, we'll stand here because the camera's facing this way, so that way they can see.
Good morning, Michelle, Provision Insurance Group. I have gotten several requests for quotes on insurance from people in the office for your own personal. I couldn't beat the rate on a few people, but some people were missing coverages, and that was a big thing to find those holes in your coverage, the water risk they were exposed to. And some people have been calling regarding homes, flood insurance was a big one. And if you're not aware, flood insurance is rather expensive. Just a heads up on that for your clients. But someone else asked again this morning, what do you need? Just your declarations page, some basic information, and we can go from there. It's not much for me to get a quote for something. Okay.
Awesome, thank you. All right, anything else today? Pete? Yeah.
Hopefully, the new purchase agreement will be in DocuSign this week.
Okay.
And as of then, that is the only PA that will be allowed.
Okay, so as of,
Well, we're just waiting for it to show up.
oh, we're waiting on DocuSign to do their magic. Once that's in there, you got to use that one.
Yep.
So if
guys
you've
are
got
doing
extra
RFP
files that you're, yeah, you got to get rid of it. Okay. Can we maybe email that out to everyone? Okay, cool. And then earnestly, what's our status on that?
I'm waiting for him to add that verbiage that I
Oh,
showed
right.
you.
Okay.
So as soon as that comes, and I still would like the ALC.
Okay, so earnestly, we're switching from earnest.com to earnestly, and then there will no longer be a charge to your clients. The market center will be picking up that charge for your clients to do the electronic EMD. We're waiting on the company to add some wording to the website. Once that's done, we're gonna do a trial run with a few of the ALC members just to make sure everything's working properly. And then that should be a go. So hopefully that'll be all bottom line within the next couple weeks at the most. And you guys can start using that. Anything else? All right. Have a good day.
Nice.